Hey guys, welcome to today's issue, Berner Brother Antiques. We're working, we're sorting, we're getting stuff done. Let's go. What we have going on now is Josh is sorting out stuff to be sold at the auction. This is going to be sold as a group. It's going to be a good group. It's going to be a big group for somebody. It's going to be a nice group. Then all of these items here are all going to be sold separately. What's really interesting is this is all Winchester stuff. It's kind of hard to find the Winchester tools like this. There's some Ford tools in there and Keen Cutter and things like that. Early license plate, 1918 Ohio license plate. Really hard to find, and that's a match pair. Very, very cool. And then check out all the Winchester stuff here. These are Winchester. That's a Winchester plane. I've never seen one before. A Winchester reel, Winchester axe head, Winchester jeweler's anvil there, and then the old Winchester dog, obviously. All of these items coming up, though, in a week, or maybe 2 weeks here. Hey, Mama, what's the word of the day? Surprise.
The word of the day is going to be timing. Sometimes we want things when we want them very quickly, but God's timing is always right, and it's the best timing.
There we go. Timing's always right. All right, guys. So I am back at my house. I had to pick up some jewelry and come back here. I got to sort it out. So I'm sorting some sterling jewelry out, and I thought this would be an interesting video. I haven't done this for a while. It's kind of work through how I sort and what do I do when I get a big group of jewelry like this. So I bought this off of a friend that's a dealer, and I paid him, by the box load. He charged me for the box load. Be interesting after I get done showing you guys this box load, what you think I had to pay for it, because it's often, I think it's always interesting to hear what someone is paying for something, both from the learning what a dealer's willing to pay for something, plus if you're out there and you're buying and selling, what does it take to actually buy a group of jewelry like this? So what I'm going to do is go through all of it with you. When I'm done, I'll film the whole lot. So I won't necessarily go through every single piece right now, but what I'll do is when I'm finished, I'll film all the trays as I've laid it out. So let's start though. This is all silver. Now it's all supposed to be silver, and I did not double check or test it ahead of time, but very, very cool. That one looks maybe like Chinese. I like this piece. It's kind of an interesting piece. Very cool bracelet. This is where I get excited because most of the time I can make more money on the rings than I can on like the heavy bracelets and the heavy necklaces. A lot more people have a use for rings, so there's a lot more bidders when I'm selling the rings. And so when I see a really cool bag of rings like this, I get kind of excited. So let's dump these out and see what all we got. Now, after I'm done, I'll tell you what I paid. Actually, I'll just tell you what I paid now. I paid $2,000 for what you're looking at currently. So at the end of this video, you tell me if you think that's a good buy, bad buy, or indifferent, and just for curiosity. And I feel like I should be able to make a profit, a fair profit. And my friend that bought it, he was very happy on what I paid him. So, but there's some cool pieces in here. So when I see stuff like this, that's pretty awesome. Silver, turquoise, that's probably Mexican. Very interesting piece though. So that's one of the rings. Here's another one. I love the big turquoise. Turquoise is so hot right now. And so when I get a big group like this and I see like this is an interesting piece. Okay, this is a Tasco Mexican piece. It's an adjustable ring, but that is pretty awesome design. I feel like a ring like this will bring anywhere from a low side of $20, a high side of $120. You just never know where it's going to end up at auction. And I'm talking about auction prices. That's where I sell and how I sell. Whether that be through Whatnot or rather that be through our burners.com sale. Those are my reflections as I sort through this on what I think. So this piece right here reminds me of a Navajo piece. It's kind of a crushed coral and turquoise. It's got some pretty cool engravings on the inside. I don't see any marks. Sometimes these can be Mexican, but this one, it's got that feel of like a native piece. Oh, this is a cool opal. I like the opal. All right, here we go. Very interesting opal ring. And so when I sort the jewelry out, and I'm a buyer too. If you guys ever have, wholesale jewelry, now I buy at wholesale prices and I sell at wholesale price. I'm working on the bottom end of the market as far as when I'm buying. I can't pay like a retail price and then be able to resell it. So when I say at the bottom end of the market, usually I'll pay more than what often way more than what you'll get like at a pawn shop or something. But I won't pay like a retail price that you'll see it for sale at an antique center. So wholesale to me is that in between, so that's a cool ring. That is pretty awesome. And what I love the most is when the dealers bring it to me, they know I got to make money. They want to make money and they want to get paid out. And so they sell it to me in volume. And I buy most of my jewelry from dealers that are working in houses and working with people. Very interesting rings. Okay, there's more of them in here, but that gives you a really good rundown of what all is in there. And then occasionally you'll get something like this. It's just got some damage in it. This is a turquoise piece that looks like it had gotten ruptured and a piece fell out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's not good when you see that. Here's the other side, but that one there's definitely got a piece missing. So a ring like that doesn't have a lot of value. But then there's the bracelets. Okay, so that was the ring group. So now let me start laying out some of these bracelets. This one's interesting. It's got a little gold wash on it. Now this is really lightweight. And a bracelet like this we'll see sell from like a $10 to $30 range for the most part. There's a really cool enameled silver Siam. These are usually made in Siam, but they're always marked. What I like about this jewelry though is it's starting to pick up. There's more and more people that are interested in the vintage Siam silver, which used to be that no one would want it, and now I've got more and more people bidding on it. So here's another really interesting necklace, or not necklace, this one's a bracelet, so the charm bracelet, just loaded with charms. And I really like the unusual charms, like this pair right here. I guess that's a pair, if you can see it. There you go. When I get these pairs or like single charms like that, if I sell them separate, we'll get from anywhere from like a $5 to $45 a charm, generally speaking. The more interesting the charm, the more it'll bring. So the plainer or simple or just not very desirable, they bring less. Interesting little marcasite, it looks like a little black onyx or something in sterling. So that's an interesting piece. Another turquoise. So these two pieces are turquoise here and here. A lot of times these are made, Navajo made. This one is signed RN. And then usually like these what we call them is like a watch furniture almost, proper. I don't know if that's proper. It's what I've been told they're called in the industry though. Turquoise and silver here. And then this is just a generic watch. So what you really have in the value here is the silver fittings that are here and here. Those are pretty cool. I like those. Another charm bracelet. Charm bracelets can get pricey because a lot of times they'll have heavy and engraved charms. So like this one says with love and Jack. Now, some people love to collect stuff that's got other people's names on it, and some people just won't bid on it no matter what. And so when you get a charm bracelet like this and it's got a lot of engravings on it, sometimes you limit your market. Let's see what else we got in here. Okay, here's a bag full of pendants, it looks like. Let's dump these out into another tray and see what kind of pendants we have. Pendants can be exciting. Ooh, wow, there's some pretty ones in here. Okay, so again, I love pendants because pendants, everybody can use another pendant. Easy to sell, easy market, very, very pretty. And what's really cool, if you got a nice grouping of pendants that you can just swap out, if you got a certain necklace style that you like, then you can just swap all these different pendants out. And so it makes it easy. Pendants are easy to sell because of it, and of all different kinds. These are really cool. And there's some beautiful pendants in here. Even this one is art glass. That's a cool piece. And generally speaking, these pendants will bring from $5 to $45 a piece. That's a big range, but that's just what happens at auction. You just never know where it's going to sell. And then every once in a while, you'll get a pendant and you're like, well, I thought that was a $30 to $40 pendant and I brought $5. So it goes good and bad both ways. Okay, the next group that we're going to dump out then is going to be all these necklaces in the bottom. So let's dump this out and let's see what we got. Ooh, that's a beautiful ring. Now look at that. That is gorgeous with the big blue stone, pear shape. It's got a little gold accent on the sides of sterling, a little gold wash there, gold vermeil. Little onyx. This is usually our Mexican most of the time. This one here is another one that's a Mexican elephant with a gold ears on it. So there's some bracelets. There's here's another bracelet in here. Let me see what else we got. Oh, this is some fun stuff. So here we go. And what I'll do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and just spread all this out, and then I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what all we got, and then you be the judge. If you thought that was a good buy or bad buy. Like I said, I paid $2,000 for the group. And I often will buy like this where we just cost average it out, and some pieces make money and some don't. But at the end of the day, if we make a little profit and we make some people happy for getting some really cool stuff, then that's a win-win. So let me do that, and I'll turn the camera around. Okay, let's have a look. So these are all sterling necklaces and earrings in the first tray. There's a couple pendants in there mixed as well. And then these are mostly earrings in this tray with a few necklaces, a lot of earrings in this group. Those are all sorted out now. And then my third tray, like I said, these are the charm bracelets. They get really heavy really fast. So generally speaking, great bargains on charm bracelets when we sell them at auction, because you usually can buy them for just a fraction over the silver cost. Always really good buys for the most part. Then this tray here, I think, is where the money is. This is like a really good looking group of jewelry right here. All these rings, beautiful rings. That is a whole big group of them. And then this tray right here has got pendants. Pendants are always good because they don't weigh a whole lot. You can buy them generally reasonably priced. And there is just so much interest in, and look at that mystic stone right here, a little mystic topaz, I think is what it's called, mystic stone of some sort. The heart locket right here with an amethyst in it, very, very cool. The opal slide, I like this one here a lot. Just interesting group. And then the last group, Sky's down there. Hi, Sky. The last group right here, all the silver bracelets. So there we go. These are the ones with the stones. There's a couple of them that's got some really cool mountings in here. I like this green one right here. Very nice. This comb's kind of cool with the grapes on top. That's probably Mexican. Tricolor silver piece here. So there we go, guys. That is the group that we just unpacked. And I paid $2,000. And like I said, often I'll buy my jewelry from dealers that, most of the time, I buy my jewelry from vendors and dealers that I've dealt with for a long time. And they know where I need to be at, and they sell it to me at a wholesale price where I can continue to wholesale it on. We make a tiny bit and move a lot of volume. That's kind of our motto here at Berner Brother Antiques. Sell a lot, make a little, keep everybody happy. So hopefully you enjoyed this, an exploration of sterling silver and my mindset on how I approach it. Not much in my mind, but what little I have up here, I'll gladly offer. And guys, just something else, a little reminder. My aunt's not doing well. I went and seen her on the way home. That's why I went ahead and came home. Stopped by my aunt's house, and just, if you got someone that you've got in your life, that your friendships or family or whatever, don't hesitate to just give them a call. Just give them a call. Tell them you love them. Tell them how you feel, because life is really short. And just keep that in mind. My dad lost his brother about 6 months ago, and his sister is not doing really well. Probably not going to make it much longer. So if you could, pray for my parents as well, and just all of our families. There's always lots of health struggles with everybody. So pray for your own families too. And just keep that in mind. Love you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.